Welcome back. We're continuing our focus on health and wellness this November with a spotlight on National Caregiver Awareness Month. And joining us today are Kate Hauk, Executive Director of David's Refuge, and Kimberly Hickok, Communications Manager at Univera Healthcare. Welcome to you both. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Kate, we're going to start with you. Let's talk about the inspiration behind the creation behind David's Refuge.
My favorite story to tell. Thank you so much for asking. David's Refuge was founded by a mom and a dad, Warren and Brenda Fohl, who really were on this journey of parenting like so many of us are. And their middle son, David, at age 8, started to lose his vision. And as any parent does, they took him to receive eye care and realized that he actually had a terminal illness, a genetic disease called Batten's disease. So for 13 years, they cared for him. They put everything aside and they became mommy and daddy and full-time caregiver to David. David unfortunately passed just before his 21st birthday. And Warren and Brenda, a year later, decided to start this refuge in their home and welcome moms and dads on the journey of caring for their children with special needs in to give them a much needed break and to remind them that they were not alone. And that was the start, the seed that started David's Refuge.
Wow, okay, what an incredible story. Tell us more about the mission behind what you do and how you've been able to help families.
Yeah, so what started as a mom and dad saying we want to honor the legacy of our beautiful son David has now grown into this beautiful, beautiful umbrella of services. And I think at the core of what we do, we want caregivers to be seen, to be truly seen, because so many times in our communities, the people who have the disability are the people that we all talk about and we pour resources into. And many times we forget about the person that is getting their loved one to the hospital, to the doctor, stopping their whole life to care for their child. And that's really at the heart of what David's Refuge is doing. We want to show up to give that oxygen mask to the caregiver so that they can continue on their journey of caregiving.
Let's talk more about the services and experiences David's Refuge provides for families.
Yeah, so we do offer a 2-night, all expense paid getaway for mom and dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
So a lot of times people say, do the kids come? Is it for the family? And we say, no, this is for the caregiver. This is for mom and dad or single parents we do offer. And we offer them at places like the Buffalo Harmony House and the River Spring Lodge in Darien Center. So really close to where we're sitting today, we're serving moms and dads on a 2-night extravagant getaway. We also offer mental health counseling services. We offer artistic support. We want to give a holistic wellness offering to caregivers so that we're not just giving them a 2-night getaway. We're also giving them other resources and tools to really combat that caregiver burnout.
Right.
We also do large community events. So we will have an event where 100 moms will come to one place and get a day of community, friendship, wellness education, and then an overnight to boot. So we're really trying to offer many different services to help everyone in our community who needs it.
I love it. Alrighty, Kimberly, tell us how Univera Healthcare is really supporting caregivers and why it's important for you to help promote David's Refuge.
Yeah, so as Kate mentioned, caregivers often put their health off to the side to care for that loved one, and understandably so, but to her point, you have to put that oxygen mask on yourself. So we offer a variety of virtual tools so caregivers can still get access to care for physical well-being and mental well-being that they maybe otherwise wouldn't have time to get to an appointment for. We have a WellFrame app available to members that connects them with nurses and dietitians, other healthcare professionals, just so that they are getting access to care and also on their terms so they can still care for their loved one. It's important for us to support organizations like David's Refuge because we love to be ingrained in the community. You know, we say we're right here for you and we mean that. And connecting caregivers with resources and organizations like David's Refuge really helps people to live a healthier, more fulfilling life and help care for their loved ones.
That's right. You can't fill anyone else's cup if your cup is empty, right? And it seems like that's kind of the root of your mission. But I'd love to know, Kate, what are some of the biggest challenges that or needs that caregivers are facing during this time?
Yeah, I think the one that stands stands out the most is social isolation. You know, that is a social determinant of our health, that we as humans need other humans. And many times when you are constantly going to battle for your child, and maybe your child isn't able to go out to the grocery store or a restaurant or doesn't get invited to birthday parties, what happens to the parent when all of that is going on is we just go back to our house and we stay inside those four walls that we're safe within. And then we become isolated from others who can help us. And that's why I love that Univera offers virtual support. You know, a lot of times it's so difficult for a caregiver to just leave the house. So tapping into those resources can really get you from maybe feeling like you're in the midst of that dark tunnel to at least starting to inch towards seeing the light and starting to learn that, oh, this could actually help my family. Oh, I met one other person who gets it. And a lot of times on a David's Refuge experience, you know, we're all women here. We know the importance of our women, our friends. A mom might meet just one other mom who she now can call in the middle of the night, who gets it. Most times other people just don't get it. So when you start to see caregiver burnout really take its toll, it is when it's just ongoing, prolonged care for that loved one, and you don't really take care of it. You let it go unchecked, and you start to pull away, anxiety, you lose sleep, depression, and these are real issues for the families that we serve. Many times we also see financial strain because one parent has to stay home and care for that child. So those are just some of the things that we try to alleviate through David's Refuge and with partners like Univera.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing more about the great work you're doing for those who do such an honorable job in our community. Viewers, if you'd like more information on how you can honor and uplift the caregivers in your life, just visit davidsrefuge.org or our sponsors at univerahealthcare.com. Thanks so much for coming in, ladies.
Thank you, Chelsea.